There is an animal alive on this planet today that has been recorded attacking lions, chasing away leopards, and surviving venomous snake bites that would kill a fully grown human being in minutes. It weighs around 12 kilograms. Meet the honey badger. And by the end of this video, you will completely understand why scientists, researchers, and wildlife experts consider this small, unassuming creature to be the most fearless animal on the entire planet. The honey badger, known scientifically as Mellivora capensis, is a small carnivorous mammal found across Africa, the Middle East and parts of South Asia. Despite its name, the honey badger is not actually closely related to regular badgers. It belongs to the weasel family. And like the weasel, it is pound for pound one of the most aggressive, relentless, and resourceful predators on Earth. An adult honey badger typically weighs between 9 and 16 kilograms and measures about 60 to 70 centimeters in length. To put that in perspective, roughly the size of a medium-sized dog. But don't let the size fool you. Because what this animal lacks in size it more than makes up for in something far more dangerous. Attitude. Here is the first thing that makes the honey badger genuinely extraordinary. Its skin. The honey badger has one of the most remarkable hides of any mammal on Earth. It is incredibly thick, up to 6 millimeters in some areas, roughly the thickness of a car tire. And it is extremely loose-fitting around the animal's body. What that means in practice is extraordinary. If a lion, leopard, or hyena grabs a honey badger by the back of its neck, the honey badger can literally turn around inside its own skin and bite its attacker directly on the face. Think about that for a moment. An animal that can rotate inside its own body covering to fight back against something 10 times its size. But the skin does something else too. It is so thick and tough that it is almost completely resistant to bee stings, porcupine quills, and remarkably, even most snake bites cannot fully penetrate it. The honey badger doesn't just survive attacks. It is literally built to survive them. Speaking of snake bites, this is where the honey badger story becomes almost unbelievable. The honey badger actively hunts and eats venomous snakes. Not occasionally. Regularly. Deliberately. Including some of the most venomous snakes on the African continent: cobras, puff adders, and black mambas. And here is the truly extraordinary part. When a venomous snake does manage to bite a honey badger, the animal doesn't die. It passes out. Sometimes for several hours. And then it simply wakes up and continues eating the snake it was in the middle of consuming when it was bitten. Scientists have studied this phenomenon extensively. The honey badger has developed a unique genetic mutation in its nervous system, the same mutation found in animals like mongoose and hedgehogs, that makes it highly resistant to certain types of venom. It doesn't make the honey badger completely immune. But it makes venom that would kill most animals in minutes merely an inconvenience. The Guinness World Records has officially named the honey badger the world's most fearless animal. And the evidence for that title is genuinely extraordinary. Honey badgers have been documented chasing lions away from their own kills. They have been filmed standing their ground against entire packs of wild dogs. They have been observed stealing food directly from leopards, animals that outweigh them by 10 times. And then there is the bees. The honey badger will deliberately tear open wild beehives, absorbing thousands of bee stings in the process simply because it wants the honey inside. Researchers have observed honey badgers sustaining over 1,000 bee stings in a single raid. It doesn't run. It doesn't stop. It eats the honey and walks away. There is no threat assessment happening here. No calculation of risk versus reward. The honey badger simply does not acknowledge the concept of danger the way other animals do. It is not brave. Bravery implies fear that is overcome. The honey badger appears to simply have no fear to overcome in the first place. But perhaps the most underrated aspect of the honey badger is its intelligence. Honey badgers have been documented using tools. In captivity, they have been observed using rocks, rakes and mud to escape from enclosures, stacking objects to climb over walls. One famous honey badger named Stoffel repeatedly escaped from what keepers believed were escape-proof enclosures, each time using a different method. They are also exceptional problem solvers in the wild. They have been observed following birds called honey guides, who lead them to beehives in exchange for scraps. This is one of the very rare examples in nature of two completely different species actively cooperating for mutual benefit. The honey badger is not just tough. It is smart. Dangerously, resourcefully, remarkably smart. The honey badger will never be the biggest animal in its environment. It will never be the fastest. It will never be the strongest. But it has survived for millions of years by being something far more valuable than any of those things. Completely, utterly, magnificently unbothered. In a world full of predators 10 times its size, the honey badger simply decided that fear was optional. And nature, remarkably, agreed. If that gave you a completely different view of the animal kingdom, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Mr. Wild Facts. Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday we go deeper into the hidden, shocking and bizarre secrets of the world's most fascinating creatures. Nature is stranger than fiction. And we are just getting started.